Sewing high end on a budget. Some of you might ask what this is about. Well, this is something that I have been doing for about the past couple of years, only once a year. But I decided to go ahead and come in somewhere in the middle of the year to share some more goodies that I have found that is very high end, that I know without a shadow of a doubt that you can sew on a budget. So, for those of you joining me for the first time, I am Martika of Martika J Makes, and welcome. And if you are returning, welcome back. So, we are talking about the spring summer edition of Sewing High End on a Budget. Okay, y'all know that I am all about sewing on a budget. I try to find the best deals that I possibly can, the fabric sales, the pattern sales. And let me just be real, sometimes you do go ahead and pay the regular price depending on the situation. But altogether, I am about sewing on a budget. So what I have done is I have found some pretty high-end items that you probably have the patterns to right there at home. Probably patterns that you plan on sewing a while back that you just never cut into. How do I know this? Because I do the same thing, okay? So I'm speaking from experience, not something that I've heard, all right? So to get some of these high-end looks, a lot of us don't have the budget to do that, but we do have the skills to sew it up. And not that we're trying to make it look exactly like what we see, but we can come pretty doggone close and we can customize it and make it ours. So I hope that you enjoyed this segment of Sewing High End on a Budget, this spring and summer edition of 2024. And I'm going to turn this camera around so that you can see what all I have found. So the first one that we are going to start out with is this Marlowe tie neck mini cotton poplin dress. As you can see, it is very, very cute. I love the color. I even love the drape of this fabric in this dress. And wait till you see the details in the back. But what I did not like was the price of this. Now, this is $245, which, depending on who you are, what you have, it may not break the bank. However, when we know how to sew, we can definitely whip this out with no problem. And the pattern that I personally found that I thought would go great as a very close replica to this dress is Vogue 1802. As you can see, you have two different versions. You have A and B. Now, B is giving you more of what this dress actually is. However, it is longer in length. So you might have to do a little simple pattern hacking with this one if you want the shorter version. Now, view A, as you can see, is definitely the right length, and you can change the length of this and let it hang wherever you want to. But the way that I personally would fix this to make it look like the designer version is I would just measure out how long I wanted that peplum bottom to be, or that gathered bottom, and I would just cut that much off of the end of the dress on view A, and then attach it, follow the instructions on view B to attaching that. And that's how I would simply do that to get this look. Now let's take a look at the back of this dress. Because it is a tie neck and that is how it is closed up in the back, I think that this is so very cute. However, as you can see, in the pattern line drawing here, on the pattern itself, the back is actually closed in. But on the designer dress, the back is actually, it has like a scoop back. Now, you could hack the pattern itself to make it look like this if you wanted it to have this scoop back as well. Or you can just leave the back closed up because you still have that tie in the back, which is very cute in both the pattern and the designer's look itself. So yeah, $245, we can save a lot of money there. So let's move on to the next one. This next one is a modal rib stripe tank midi dress. Very, very cute. However, I'm just going to be honest, for $275, you guys, not when I just made a dress that looks almost exactly like this one. You guys, if you have been following me for a moment, you can see that I just recently made New Look 6210. And looking at this dress that's $275, I can easily look at view B on the pattern and see that I can get this same look. Now, the version that I made was view A. It was just a longer version of this and it had a slit up the side. However, if you want this midi length, then you just do view B. Now, I will point out something else on here. The only thing that I really noticed that might be a tad different, and I do mean a tad different on this dress, is the fact that the straps over the shoulder, which is basically like the armband going over the shoulder, it's just a little thinner. And if you wanted that look, you can simply either cut that part of your pattern thinner or kind of do like a narrow hem effect to make that thinner around there. But let's take a look at the back of this, because you guys, it is a racer back dress, just like this pattern. If you look at the line drawings, if you look at view B there, it's a racer back dress. So this is practically the same design. I don't know what about this makes this $275. It could be the designer himself, Anthony Thomas Palillo, or it could be the type of knit that was used. I don't know. But what I do know is that I can save tons of money just by using New Look 6210. So, as we climb this ladder, let's move on to the next one, which is this beautiful sequin ombre gown, you guys. This one is by MacDougall, and it is a whopping $498. Now, when talking about designer, you might say, oh, well, that's not too bad when you're looking at that beautiful fabric. The fabric, let's just not even lie about it. It's gorgeous, okay? But when I saw this, I immediately thought about Simplicity 9945, one of Mimi G's new patterns. You guys, I'm telling you, just take a look at it for yourself. Look at the cuts, look at the lines there, and we're going to flip this over so we can take a look at the back. You have, well, first, before we do that, you do have a jumpsuit in this pattern. So Mimi G is even giving you more. And then you have a dress, which she is showing in the mid-length, but you can easily lengthen this if you want a long dress like the designer has. Now, let's look at the back. So the back is just a touch different, seriously. Where the designer brand has like a hook and eye, that's what it looked like to me when I took a close look at it. Mimi G's patterns has like buttons. No big deal. And I'm going to be honest, I like the pattern better because it's wider in the back. So it's easier to wear like your deep plunge bra and not have to worry about dipping that strap in the back. So I think that that is really, really cute. The other thing that I noticed that was different about this, no big deal, but the designer brand, they have their zipper in the back of the skirt, where Mimi G's pattern has it on the side. So that is pretty much the main difference is when you look at this pattern and you get in a fabric like that. If you wanted that look of that designer brand, you guys, what do we say? It's all about the fabric. So let's keep moving on because we are going to kind of go back down the ladder just a touch here because this one is just so very cute. I wanted to show you this before I kind of explode your mind with the next one. This one is a Gordo geometric print mini shift dress. Is this not the cutest little dress for $455? And as darling and cute as this is, no, your girl is not going to pay $455 for it. But I'm not going to lie, y'all. I love this fabric and I wish I had some of it, and I am going to be on the hunt looking for something like this because I love this geometric print. It gives that 70s, 60s feel, and you can just do so many things with this. But what I'm loving is this shift dress. And I knew that I had seen a pattern that matched this so very well. And I'm speaking of none other than Simplicity 1609. Yes, one of the Jiffy patterns. If you don't have any Jiffy patterns in your stash, you are missing out because not only are they vintage, but they are so easy because they usually have maybe one, two, or even three pieces to put together your outfit. You guys, for this matchup, we're talking about View C, where the model is wearing this shift dress in the center. The only difference is that on one of them, she just added a brooch to it, and you can easily do that just to dress it up some because this is one of those dresses that you can dress up or down very easily with some sandals or with some wedges or with some really cute heels. You can just wear all type of shoes. You can wear flats with these like they have. It's very cute. And another thing I love about this pattern is that you have an option to put a collar on it or even a bow in the front. So many different things that you can do with this simple pattern. And because of this, yeah, this one is on my list because I want this pattern now. So let's look at the line drawings on the pattern itself compared to the actual designer. So the designer dress, as you can see, it's very smooth in the back. It just kind of hangs, and you do have an invisible zipper. Well, on the line drawings, it's a little bit different on the front and the back because on the front of the dress of the designer brand, it's very smooth, just straight hanging as well. But you do have side darts, bust darts, back darts, and even back shoulder darts. So I got to thinking about this. I said you can do this one or two ways if you are going for that exact look of the designer brand. You could either say just forget it. I'm just going to go ahead and just do the darts of this pattern and let the darts show, of my make, especially if it's a solid color. It won't even matter because the shape is there. So it doesn't matter to me if the darts are there or not. But if you know that you have the right sizing and you have done like either your muslin or your tissue fitting, you can easily go ahead and adjust those darts in that pattern piece before you cut your fabric out, and then cut the fabric out if you don't want those dart lines showing. Now, I would do a muslin when doing that just to make sure that everything hangs exactly the way that you want to, but that is a way and just a little tip to get that look. But I absolutely love this little shift dress. So I promised that I would blow your mind with this last one, and I just need you to be sitting down. So let me just go ahead and give it to you. We are talking about this fluid linen twill t-shirt dress with a slit and Monili details, which is a signature chain detail that's used by Brunello Cucinelli in their clothing. All of their clothing, it's theirs if it has this Monili detail in it. And I have seen this detail. It's not like a big detail. It may be, on a sleeve, on the neckline, and the back. It's not a big detail, like it's a part of the design itself. It's just part of their brand. But you guys, this t-shirt dress is $3,395. Yes, you see that right. And not only can you tell that it's a t-shirt dress in the front, but it's a t-shirt dress from the back as well. And then to make a slit on the side, if you've been sewing, even if you're a beginner, it's so easy to create that slit. Very easy to sew. Now, I don't know if they had to harvest the materials, the cotton, the linen to make the fabric itself and weave it together by hand. then do all of the laying out and processing of this fabric? I don't know. But I can tell you that anything that I have seen that's pretty much like Italian made is going to be pretty expensive. And this t-shirt dress is one of them. And yeah, I was just kind of in awe and had to really look over this to make sure I was seeing the price right. However, I'm going to keep saying it because we sew. Yes, we can do this. We can get the fabric that we want and we can make a comfortable looking t-shirt maxi dress. They forgot that part. It is a maxi such as this, and it is very cute. But one thing about this, in order to replicate it or try to, you want to look at the detail of it, not just go get any t-shirt dress pattern, but the detail that I noticed on this one, there's two. There are the sleeves that go right above the elbow, and then there is the collar, which is like a wider band than your normal t-shirt band would be. So those two details are very, very different from like just your normal t-shirt dress. So I went on the hunt through some patterns and I found three that you could easily use. A couple of them just adjust slightly to get this look. Now, the first one is Know Me 2048. It is a Norris Dante Ford pattern, and this loose t-shirt, it's like a cropped type t-shirt, you know, that he did with these drop crotch pants. But eliminating the pants right now, we're looking at the t-shirt itself, the way that the sleeves hang, and it has a wide collar band, which is what we are looking for. So those two details are there. So let's look at the line drawings on here so that you can see it better. And as you can see, the elbow length is a loose sleeve, and then you have your wide collar band. Simple as that. Now there's a little detail, you know, on the back of it, but of course you can eliminate that, and I would personally if I'm going for this t-shirt dress look. Now the next pattern that I came up with is one of my favorites, and it's Simplicity 9337. And as you can see on view B there that she is wearing, it has the same type of sleeves and it hits right above that elbow. Very comfortable, very easy to wear. The only difference is if you look at the line drawing, the band of the collar is not as wide, but the sleeve effect is there. So you can easily take that band of that pattern piece and you can kind of draw that out, sketch that out, and widen that to where you want it to be. And then last but not least, the other pattern that I found is Simplicity 9379, and we are talking about view B, and it's the same as the pattern that I just showed, the Simplicity 9337. As you can see, you have the sleeve effect where you have those right above the elbow sleeves, but you need to widen your band to get this exact look. So you guys, as you can see, if you just use your mind, use your creativity and all of this, you can replicate a lot of these amazing designer brands because you can get inspiration from all of these. But the budget, it's probably not there. Let's just be honest. We sold, the budget is not there for us to be paying $3,395 for a t-shirt dress, okay? But we can do these things. It's just a matter of using your imagination and having the right fabric to do so. And it doesn't have to be exact. It can be as close as possible if you're wanting that exact look. But by all means, customize it and make it yours. So this is the spring summer dress edition of Sewing High End on a Budget. And I look forward to showing you what I have coming up on next week on this series of Sewing High End on a Budget. So until then, thanks for watching. Happy sewing, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.